Everyone's in great form at the moment. How excited are you about this one?
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, we've had a good week so far. 6 points from 6. We want to try and make a good week, a great week if we can.
What did you enjoy about your last experience at Easter Road?
Yeah, I enjoyed the occasion. With any derby game, the atmospheres are always intense. There's loads of passion, and I don't think this will be any different. Two teams in really good form, going to try and win the game, and there's been fine margins in the game, and it's got the makings of a really good game, and both teams will be going for the win.
Last time you played there, both teams were at the bottom of the table. How much does that change how this game plays out, do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a different psychological feel to the game because of the different situation that both teams find themselves in. So I think both teams will be taken to the pitch with a more positive feeling. That might mean it is a different type of game from both teams. But yeah, it is exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, may the best team win.
Obviously, the last derby at Tynecastle, Boxing Day, been on a run of 1 defeat and 11 since then. How much has the team improved and evolved since then?
Yeah, no, we have. Well, I think we have shown improvement. We had some good performances prior to that as well. It was just probably a little bit of inconsistency, and maybe having a little bit more time between the games has just helped us to reinforce some of the things that we want to see from the players, our principles. Your identity takes time. You need consistency in your work for the things that you want to become habits. To become habits, you've got to keep working at them, and we've probably had that time, and we've been better at both ends of the pitch. I think January helped with some of the players that we brought in, and there's a new energy and enthusiasm from the players, and yeah, I think we've seen the benefits of that.
Does it feel like a much more positive environment now? Because that was in a period where there was a lot of unrest with the supporters at that time. You had the Petrol Cup game just before that and things like that. But now it seems like everybody's together now.
No, honestly, from the first moment I've walked in here, I've never felt there's not been a togetherness within the group or within the club. I've not felt that. I've not felt anything but support. It's understandable when you're not in the position where you want to be in the league, or you have in different games and you'll lose some games, that there's going to be natural disappointment and those feelings of frustration. I totally understand that, but I've never felt that the club's not together or the players are not with us, or we're us not with them. But with winning games and improved performances, that belief and that togetherness does grow.
Cammy Devlin, any update on him?
No, he'll be doubtful. So there's nothing really, anything different from what I've been speaking about the last few weeks, really, which is frustrating for him and for us. But yeah, I repeat that, when it's a head injury, we'll take no chances.
Any other injuries from midweek at all?
No, nothing. A few knocks and bruises and bumps after a game midweek, and we'll have to assess one or two. But we're hopeful that none of them will miss the game.
Neil, given the busy week that you've had already, have you had time to get out and about in the city and sort of soak up a bit of the derby atmosphere?
I did yesterday, yeah. I went for a walk up to Holyrood Park, which was very nice. It was a lovely day to be able to do that, clear my head. I watched the game back from Wednesday in the morning, and I had a little walk yesterday afternoon, which was very pleasant. But yeah, that was my day yesterday.
And obviously for you as a manager, you'll be desperate to get your first derby win since you came in. How much pressure do you feel as a coach to get that win for the fans, because obviously there is a lot of pressure to get the fans trusted
Yep.
that you can go out and win those big derby games.
No. We know any derby game is an important game and a big game. We know it is. We know what it means to everyone at the club and all the supporters. So, yeah, we want to go there and try and win the game, knowing that it's a difficult game. But yeah, there's a greater importance on derby games, and rightly so. So, yeah, it would be really helpful, I say, if we can go there, because we want our good form to continue. We jumped into the top 6 on Wednesday, and we want to try and aim to be a top 6 team by the time that the split comes around, which is in about 5 games' time, I think.
Neil, do you adjust how you prepare for these games, how you set up for these games any differently to how you might in any other game?
You always have sort of 3 things you look at. You know, you want to look at your tactical approach, how you want to try and play the game, in possession, out of possession, and you then have to pick the team. That's my responsibility, to pick the right team, which everyone will have an opinion about, obviously, and then you have to get the emotional state right of the team. So I have to look at the things that are in my control, and then you use your experience, you use the staff around you, you use your feeling, your intuition, and you put all that together, and say hopefully it all comes to plan on the day.
One thing that people quite like about this derby is the fact that there's always a packed away crowd. The clubs work together to make sure that that's still there. Is that something that makes this really attractive in comparison to maybe some other derbies?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Yeah, I do. I think it's fantastic that it's like that. A big away following. It helps to build that derby atmosphere. You know, at both grounds, Tynecastle and Easter Road. I think it makes it a proper derby, proper intense. That rivalry there. I think it's quite unique in that way, and long may that continue.
Just finally then, how important will the away support be on Sunday to try and push your players when maybe they're in those difficult moments?
Oh, we know this. We know our supporters will be there. They're always there with us in big numbers, and they're always very vocal, and we hope that they'll see a team on the pitch that is playing with full of desire, full of passion, and we're going to obviously go and try and win the game. And if we play like we can, then that'll give us a good chance, and the supporters will get right behind us, and hopefully they'll follow the team on the pitch.
You mentioned that now in the top 6. Does the strategy change at all now? Is it still game by game, or are you now looking up the table to say, now they're in the top 6, we want to keep going up?
No, it is game by game, and you can't look any further than the game that's in front of you. You know, we've been speaking about just winning games, try and win the next game, and the league will take care of itself. And this club, from where we were, is not where we want to be, obviously. By the end of the season, we want to be competing at the right end of the table, and it's very close. The table's very tight, and it can change for better or for worse within the space of a few games. And I remember prior to the St Johnstone game last week saying, in 7-10 days' time, the league could look a whole lot different, and it's starting to look different in a favourable way for us. Hopefully, it looks more favourable after the game on Sunday.
There's been a lot of chat about VAR this week again. You had a few decisions on Wednesday that took a bit of time for VAR. How are you finding it? Are you fed up like Jim Goodwin is?
Yeah, I'm not a favourite of VAR. I've never have been. I've been well publicised in my views of the technology being in the game. I don't think it's right. I don't think it adds to the game. I think it detracts from the game. I think it spoils the entertainment value for the supporters. We've had a couple of VAR decisions go against us in both our last 2 games, last couple of games, should I say. A red card that shouldn't have been overturned the other night. A penalty decision against Rangers. They're huge decisions that have gone against us in the past few games. And they say that these things even themselves out. Well, we'll probably due a few then.